So this morning in my devotional, I was thinking about something that my mom used to say when I was little, and I just felt like it was, necessary to share. But for those of you that don't know, I'm reading out of Jesus Calling, my fave book ever. And just like a snippet of it, it basically says, you are mine for all time. Nothing can separate you from my love. Since I've invested my very life in you, be well assured that I'll also take care of you. Duh. When your mind goes into neutral and your thoughts flow freely, you tend to feel anxious and alone. Your focus becomes problem solving. So guilty of that. To get your mind back into gear, just turn towards me. So that is what reminded me of like what my mom used to say when we were little. I always would get so annoyed with her because she would just say, if you just like turn around, she'd be like, you're facing in this direction. And then she's like, but all you need to do is just turn around. And she would like physically turn around to like teach us that all you need to do is just turn and there's God. And so when I read this, it's like, just turn towards me. Or like, well, that seems like really easy. And I feel like we overcomplicate things. Well, I overcomplicate things. And I feel like I need to kind of earn God's faithfulness back, and I need to earn his love sometimes. And so the idea of just turning around and turning from my anxious thoughts and turning from my sin or whatever I'm dealing with at the moment, it just seems like too easy just to literally turn. But the beauty of God is that he is always there, and he only needs you to just turn towards him, and then you'll figure out the rest together. And I think so many of us have this idea that we have to have all of our crap in a pile before we come to God. And so when we have these anxious thoughts, or we're feeling guilty about like, oh my gosh, I'm not even trusting, especially in this time. For me, this time has been so unbelievably hard just to be still and just to trust that like God has this all figured out, from finances to our home and, like having a new baby on the way. Like I've just really been more anxious than normal. I'm not normally an anxious person, but I really, really have been just being like trapped in my mind and trapped in my body, being pregnant and trapped just physically like in a home has just been really hard. So I've felt so guilty lately, just like, where's my faith? Where's my trust? And so when I read this, it says, just turn towards me and bring yourself and your problems into my presence. Many problems vanish instantly in the light of my love, because you realize that you're never alone. Other problems may remain, but they become secondary to knowing me. And that is like, I could cry. That is just really powerful and special, because it's so simple, and I just try and complicate things all the time and make them harder to grasp. And God's here just saying like, just bring your problems to me. Like I've already got this. Like I figured it out. I don't know why you're trying to figure it out, because I know the end goal. And just being like, okay, God, I surrender. My life is yours. My finances are yours. This baby is yours. And just giving up. And obviously it's way easier said than done, but yeah, I just thought that would be encouraging to someone else, since it was really encouraging to me. And shout out to my mom for being awesome and constantly teaching us little nuggets along the way that I remember forever. All right.